a quiet Friday evening in South Florida. Tiger Woods, one of golf's greatest legends, is photographed with a new woman. The cameras capture their laughter, their ease with each other. Within hours, social media explodes with commentary. But 300 miles away, in a pristine oceanfront home, another woman sees those photos. Her name is Elin Nordegren. For the first time in over a decade, she reaches for her phone. What happened next wasn't anger. It wasn't tears. It was something far more powerful, something that would challenge everything we thought we knew about redemption, dignity, and moving forward. Tiger Woods stood at the pinnacle of success. 15 major championships, endorsement deals worth hundreds of millions, a picture-perfect family with Elin, a former Swedish model, and 2 beautiful children, the embodiment of the American dream. Then came Thanksgiving night, a car crash, a fire hydrant, a golf club through a window, and the complete unraveling of one of sport's most carefully constructed public images. The world discovered what Elin had learned in the most painful way imaginable. Tiger had been living a double life. Multiple affairs emerged, each revelation more devastating than the last. The man who controlled every aspect of his game had lost control of everything that truly mattered. Elin didn't speak publicly, not during the scandal, not during the 2010 divorce proceedings, not when she received over $100 million in the settlement, not when Tiger delivered his carefully scripted public apology to a room full of cameras and crisis managers. She took her children, moved to a different home, and disappeared from the spotlight entirely. For years, the world wondered, what was she thinking? Was she angry, broken, bitter? But Elin gave them nothing except silence. In that silence, she rebuilt her life. She completed her psychology degree. She focused on raising Charlie and Sam. She dated quietly. She moved forward, or so everyone thought. Tiger Woods, now in his late 40s, is dating again. Amanda, as we'll call her, is a successful businesswoman, poised, elegant, and genuinely caring toward Tiger's children. The media celebrates this new chapter. Photos surface of Tiger, Amanda, Charlie, and Sam at a golf tournament. They look happy. Amanda's hand rests on Charlie's shoulder. Sam is laughing. It's the redemption narrative everyone wanted. Tiger Woods 2.0, the reformed man who learned from his mistakes. Social media erupts with support. He deserves happiness. Good for him. Finally moving forward. But in that oceanfront Florida home, Elin sees those photos, and something shifts inside her. Not jealousy, not rage, something quieter but infinitely more powerful. For years, she'd watched Tiger rebuild his image, give interviews about lessons learned, discuss becoming a better man. She'd stayed silent, allowing him his narrative, but seeing her children, in those photos with another woman being introduced to the world as part of their lives, that was different. Have you ever watched someone rewrite history while you're still living with the scars? That's when silence becomes a choice you can no longer afford. 3 days after those photos went viral, Elin did something unprecedented. She called Tiger directly, not through lawyers, not through assistants. Sources close to both parties say Tiger answered immediately. His voice was cautious, friendly but guarded. "Elin, hey, is everything okay with the kids?" "They're fine," she replied, "but we need to talk." The 15-minute conversation that followed has been pieced together from multiple sources. While exact words may vary, the message was crystal clear. Elin didn't yell. She didn't threaten. She didn't make demands. She simply told Tiger her truth. For over a decade, she'd protected him through her silence. Every time media outlets asked her to comment, to write a tell-all, to share her story on television, she'd declined, not to protect him, but to protect their children. She'd watched him rebuild his reputation while she processed the aftermath in private. Therapy sessions, explaining to her children when they were old enough to understand why their parents weren't together, comforting Sam when she came home crying because classmates had discovered old tabloid articles. And then came the part that reportedly left Tiger speechless. If he was going to introduce Amanda to their children, to bring her into their lives, Elin needed to know this was real, not another image rehabilitation project, not a situation where their kids would become collateral damage in another PR campaign. "I won't let them be props again," she said. "Not for you, not for anyone." Tiger, according to sources, didn't argue or defend himself. He simply listened. When the call ended, something in his carefully controlled world had fundamentally shifted. 2 weeks later, Elin agreed to meet Amanda. No paparazzi-filled restaurants, no publicists or lawyers, just the two of them in a private location. Imagine that conversation, the ex-wife and the new girlfriend. The woman who was betrayed and the woman trying not to be seen as a replacement. The mother protecting her children and the woman falling for a man with an impossible history. According to sources, Elin didn't interrogate Amanda. She didn't play the scorned ex-wife. She asked one simple question: "Do you understand what you're walking into?" Amanda didn't offer a rehearsed answer. She admitted she didn't fully understand. How could she? She wasn't there for the betrayal, the humiliation, the aftermath. But she told Elin she wasn't naive. She knew Tiger's past. She'd read the articles, watched the interviews. Then Amanda said something that completely disarmed Elin. "I'm not trying to replace you. I'm not trying to be their mother. I just want to be someone who's good to them and who they can trust." When you're raising your kids to believe in second chances, how do you deny someone else theirs? Elin nodded slowly. Then she offered Amanda one piece of advice. "If he ever makes you feel like you're not enough, don't wait 13 years to walk away. Leave the first time." A week later, something unprecedented happened. Elin posted on social media for the first time in years, not a sponsored post or charity promotion, just a simple, powerful message. "I've been asked countless times to comment on Tiger's personal life. I've always declined, but I want to say this. My priority has always been and will always be my children's well-being. If someone new in their lives treats them with kindness and respect, then I'm grateful for that. We're all trying to do better than yesterday. That's enough." The post went viral within minutes, generating millions of views and thousands of comments. But the real shock wasn't the statement itself, it was what it represented: grace, maturity, and closure. Tiger Woods, who'd spent over a decade meticulously rebuilding his image, suddenly appeared diminished in comparison. Because while he'd been carefully crafting his comeback narrative, Elin had been quietly living hers. No press conferences, no apology tours, just healing, growth, and healthy boundaries. Golf analysts called it the most powerful statement anyone in Tiger's orbit had ever made. Not because it was dramatic or vindictive, but precisely because it was neither. It was a woman declaring, "I'm not defined by what you did to me anymore, and I won't let our children be either." Tiger didn't respond publicly, but sources say the statement affected him profoundly. It forced him to confront something he'd avoided for years. He'd apologized. He'd done the work: therapy, rebuilding relationships with his kids, staying out of trouble. But had he ever truly acknowledged the cost of his actions to the person who paid the highest price? A few days later, Tiger called Elin again. This time there was no agenda, no discussion about schedules or logistics. He simply said, "Thank you." "For what?" Elin asked. "For being better than I deserved." It wasn't forgiveness. It wasn't reconciliation, but it was something both of them needed: acknowledgement. The kind that doesn't erase the past, but makes it possible to exist in the present without being defined by it. So what was Elin's shocking reaction? It wasn't anger. It wasn't jealousy. It wasn't drama. It was maturity. In a world that thrives on spectacle, on revenge, public feuds, and televised confrontations, Elin Nordegren did something radical. She chose peace. Not because she'd forgotten what happened, not because she was weak, but because she refused to let Tiger's mistakes continue defining her story. She set boundaries. She protected her children. She met the new woman with grace. and she reminded the world that healing doesn't always look like what we expect. Sometimes it looks like a phone call, a meeting, a social media post that says, "I'm okay," and that's all you need to know. This story transcends Tiger Woods and Elin Nordegren. It's about what society expects from people who've been hurt. We want drama, we want tears, we want revenge tours and tell-all books and public confrontations. But what if the most powerful response is refusing to play that game? What if walking away, healing quietly, and speaking only when necessary represents the ultimate strength? Elin Nordegren was humiliated on a global stage. She could have spent 15 years making Tiger's life miserable. She could have written the best-selling tell-all, done the Oprah interview, turned her pain into profit. Instead, she turned it into purpose. She raised her kids. She completed her education. She built a life that didn't revolve around what Tiger did or didn't do. And when the moment came to respond to his new relationship, she didn't react as the world expected. She reacted as a woman who'd already won, with boundaries, with grace, with the kind of quiet power that doesn't need headlines to be felt. Tiger and Amanda remain together, navigating their complicated blended family dynamic. But something has changed. There's a new respect, a deeper understanding that this isn't just about Tiger anymore. Elin is thriving, working in child psychology, and raising two remarkable children. Charlie is becoming a golf phenomenon in his own right. Sam excels in school and athletics. The drama everyone expected never materialized because the people involved chose something better. That's the real story, not the headlines, not the speculation, just three adults trying to do right by two kids who didn't ask for any of this. Maybe that's not as exciting as a tabloid feud, but it's something far more valuable. It's human, it's real, and it's a reminder that sometimes the most shocking reaction is no reaction at all. Just growth, just boundaries, just a woman who decided she was done being a character in someone else's story.